the Batman, the recent uh, Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. I know it's been a little bit since we last met. I think the last video I actually got up was the Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler-free review, and that was back in December of last year. So it's definitely been a little while. I keep meaning to get back to this. I've actually recorded a few things since then. I just haven't found the time to get in and edit them and get them in a shape that I think is good for posting. So we'll see. I've still got all that footage. Maybe I'll find the time to do that. I had actually recorded this video that you're about to watch a week ago, along with this part, the introduction, and kind of the wrap-up part. And when I went to go in and do the editing for it, I found out I had recently updated my OBS software, and for some reason it was pulling two audio sources. It was pulling like my camera mic and my Yeti mic, and so it ended up duplicating the audio. Like the camera mic or the Yeti mic, one of them was just behind the other, and there was a weird echoing going on. So I actually had to trash all that footage, and now I'm back in trying to get it re-recorded. Hopefully remember everything I talked about in that one. So anyway, that's a long way of getting to I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I'll find the time to get in here and get some more videos done. I've got a stack of hot toys I want to unbox and get set up, so hopefully I'll be able to get those done fairly soon. But today we're here to talk about the Batman, and specifically McFarlane Toys, the Batman figures and vehicles. I've got a pair of them that I would want to unbox and take a look at. I loved the movie. I can't say enough good things about the movie. I'm a huge fan of Chris Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. It's my favorite movie series ever. I've always said that The Dark Knight is my favorite movie ever, and I never thought anything would even come close to touching The Dark Knight as far as my favorite movie. Um, I knew that Matt Reeves was going to be a good choice for this film. I knew that Robert Pattinson was going to be an excellent actor. I mean, the whole cast was just really inspired, in my opinion, when they announced it. And then that first trailer hit at DC Fandom, and it was just like, okay, this might be something. Like this has worlds of potential. But even still, I thought like I just want a good Batman movie. I'll be happy with that. And needless to say, I was blown away by this movie. I was blown away by the Batman. Just incredible. So anyway, that's a long way of getting to what we're going to look at today is the Drifter set, and specifically the Drifter motorcycle from McFarlane Toys and Bruce Wayne in his Drifter outfit from McFarlane Toys. So we're going to take them over, doing a quick unboxing, and then just look over both figures, or both the figure and the bike, and kind of give my thoughts on them. Needless to say, I'll give you a little spoiler up front. I love them. I think they're really cool, and I think after I run the unboxing and the little review of them, I'll get back and tell you guys why exactly I love them. So we'll see you in just a minute back here. All right, guys, so here we've got the packages for both the Drifter motorcycle and the Bruce Wayne as Drifter figure. I think I'm going to start with the figure first. So let me move the motorcycle out of the way here, and then we'll look at the figure. So I think as far as the figure goes, you've got the standard, this is kind of the packaging that all the McFarlane toys have now. You've got the big window on the front of the package, and you've got the branding for if it goes with a certain line or if it goes with a certain comic series down here, and it says DC Multiverse. On the side you've got the name of the figure and also again the series that it comes from. Another little window box. You can see the side. Usually they throw accessories on this side, so you can see what accessories come with it. And then on the back you've got a picture of the figure itself on some sort of photography with the figure itself. Here they've got him on the Drifter motorcycle, which is exactly what I'm hoping to kind of recreate. You'll see it says, Bruce Wayne, the Batman. You got your Batman logo down there. Bottom's got your UPC symbol, and that's about it. They're nice packages. It displays the figure really nicely. So if you are someone that buys your figures and doesn't unbox them, they look great just in the figure like this. But you know, I also want to crack these open. So let's get to that part of it. Okay, and we're back. I edited out the opening of the figure itself. There's a lot of crinkling and crackling with the plastic that he comes in, taking it out of the box. There is a trading card right here. It's got a biographical information about the character or figure on the back of the card, and then the picture on the front is just the picture from the back of the box. So I'm going to set this box to the side now and pop the figure out. Again, I'm probably going to edit the next part out just so you guys don't have to hear the package cracking. Alright, and we're back. So here it is. Here's the figure. Not a lot with the figure. You've got the figure itself here, and then the only accessory that comes with it is his backpack that contains, you know, the rest of the bat suit, whatever's not underneath this bulky. You can see this is a very bulky figure, just as he was in the movie. The outfit, his drifter outfit, was very bulky because it was concealing the actual bat suit underneath it, and of course he had whatever else didn't fit on him in his backpack here that he carried around with him. So I think the figure itself looks very cool. You've got the, you know, eyeshadow that people are either loving or making fun of. I think it's awesome. I think, you know, obviously it's been silly in the previous Batman films when they've had him take the cowl off and his eyes don't have any of the eyeshadow around it, but yet when he has the cowl on, if he didn't have it, it would look silly. So I think it's the cool way that they've actually brought that into the movies, and I think it looks just fine. Especially, you know, with the Gotham City as gritty and grimy as it is, and with kind of the dark parts of the world that he inhabits when he's out as Batman or when he's hunting, you know, as Drifter before he puts the bat suit on. I think he fits right into that crowd. The hair is excellent. I mean, it's sculpted really nicely. It really captures the Robert Pattinson look that he had in the movie. The leather jacket, also nice touch. You know, the wrappings on the hands, just the whole outfit from head to toe just looks really good. Just lots of really nice touches and weathering everywhere on the pants. The creases on the jacket and the pants are excellent and well done. And I think it just looks really good. I know there are some people that aren't entirely thrilled with the McFarlane line of figures, but I think, you know, I mean, these are $20 figures. They're not super cheap, but they're also not, you know, Hot Toys quality. So, and you know, for somebody that collects Hot Toys and loves the super detailed aspect of the Hot Toys, this is a great holdover for however long it takes Hot Toys to get around to making this figure, if they ever get around to making it. They've announced that they're coming out with their Batman figure, but that's the only figure that they've announced so far from the Batman. So, you know, who knows if we'll ever see a Drifter figure from them. And for somebody like me that, you know, I'd love to have some iteration of this character, you know, on display on my desk or even in my display case. And so this is a great way to get that and get that quick and when the movie comes out. So there's not a lot, you know, articulation wise. It's a McFarlane figure. If you've had them before, you kind of know what to expect. There isn't a ton of articulation. You know, the head does go forward and backwards a little bit. You get a little bit of articulation there. The arms actually come up nice and high on the sides here, so you can really get the arms up high there. Then you go back down. The elbows they're pretty stiff. I'm working pretty hard to get these to move, but they're nice. The wrist pegs allow you to move the wrists, the hands all the way around, up and down a little bit, side to side a little bit. So, you know, you're going to be able to get them into some pretty decent poses, all things considered. The knees are nice, the feet, and then you've got the toe articulation there. So, you know, it's pretty much what you'd expect from a McFarlane toy. It looks like, yeah, you can even rotate at the mid thigh there, which is, I'm not really sure. I guess if you want to get a foot sticking out like that, you can kind of turn it that way. Your thigh actually doesn't naturally move that way, so it's an interesting point for an articulation there. So anyway, this is the Drifter figure. Again, not a lot to accessory wise. Here, I'll give a quick look at the backpack itself. Also well done. They've got, the buckles and straps and everything detailed on there, so that looks very good. So all in all, yeah, I really enjoy this figure. I think it does a great job, like I said, giving you that aesthetic, that look of Bruce when he was in his Drifter outfit. Now I wonder, let's see the easiest way. Probably put his arms back and then work it up at the same time. Yep, there you go. So you want to get that backpack on, just slide those arms backwards. And there you go, you've got him with the backpack on. So awesome. I'm really happy with that. I actually think that looks great. I'm going to set him off to the side here. See if he'll stand, how well he stands with that backpack on. Actually, not bad. It didn't take me a whole lot of work to get him standing there. All right, and then we'll move on to the Drifter motorcycle. I've got it upside down here. So this is the Drifter motorcycle. They also have a bat cycle, McFarlane bat cycle, which is very cool, and I've got one of those too. I actually was really excited about this one though. One of the things I really love, it comes with a helmet. I thought that was a really cool accessory for it. I'll be interested to see if it actually fits on the Drifter Bruce that we just opened up. I don't know if it will. I don't know if that's going to be able to fit on there. But on the back here, you've got a look at some of the other figures that are in the line, which is a nice little thing. The back of the figures don't actually show you the other figures that are in the line. So this is a nice look at what figures you can get in the line. You've got a look at the motorcycle by itself, and then a recreation of the same picture that we had on the back of the Drifter figure himself. And then, of course, you've got your Batman logo there on the box. So I haven't seen any of the other McFarlane multiverse, DC multiverse. Oh, that's a lot of glare there. I haven't seen a lot of the other vehicles that may be in the line, so I don't know if they all are packaged like this. I know the Bat Cycle has this exact same packaging, obviously just the different vehicle in it. So I'm going to probably cut this here for a second and get this out. Okay, so here's the motorcycle out of the outer box and still kind of strapped into its inner box here. You've got a few different places. You got some ties right here, some ties right here, and there's some that even go up over the handlebars here. And you do have, I actually really appreciate this, that they did this. They put this plastic piece over top of the handlebars. So if you go to release this tie here to get the motorcycle out, this plastic piece will actually offer some protection. It may have even offered some protection from that tie being around there as well. So I appreciate that they did that. You've got your trading card there in the back. This is the stand for the bike, and then obviously you've got the helmet. So let me get these all out right now. Alright, so we're back. We've got everything out of the box here. You've got what you saw in the box. You got the bike, the helmet, and the stand, and that's everything that comes in it. And then you've got the card, the trading card. I actually did get this one out of the package. It's pretty cool. It's got the picture of Drifter figure on the bike there. But then on the back, I don't know if this is just to keep the theme of it all, but it says, Drifter motorcycle at the top, and then under real name it says the Drifter bike. So apparently the motorcycle itself has an alias, which I'm guessing that's just a little joke thing that the production people for the figure did. They were like, all of our other trading cards have an alter ego or an alias on it, so let's give our vehicles one as well. I will say, if you look at the edge of the card, they are rounded. At first I thought maybe I had bent the edges of the card when I got it out of the package, but I did not. Those edges are actually rounded on this card. I haven't collected a ton of the McFarlane figures. I did collect, the first wave. I got Nightwing and a couple other ones, and I'm sure that all those figures had very squared off edges to the cards. So I'll have to get the Drifter figure card out and see if the edges to that one are rounded off. But it's a neat little touch. It gives the card a little something, makes it look a little different than your typical trading cards that are all just very hard right angles. So that's the trading card. Next we've got, I really want to get to the bike. The stand is it's just a stand. I'm pretty sure that the front wheel sticks in here. There is no kickstand on the bike, so the bike actually will not stand up on its own. You have to have it on the stand somehow. Let's go over the helmet first. This helmet is really cool. I hope this picks up all those details. The helmet, obviously you've got the front face mask that completely encloses the figure head too. But look at all this weathering that they've done to it. I mean, he has been out, in Gotham City fighting crime for 2 years now, according to the film. And this helmet has probably been with him most of that time, and you can see the wear and tear on it. He's probably had to encounter some criminals without maybe the bat suit fully on, and maybe he's tried to prevent some crimes by just hopping off the bike as Drifter and intervening into criminal acts. So the helmet just looks phenomenal. The weathering looks great. I really love everything that they're doing here with the helmet. And while we've got it out, let me grab the figure if I can. There he is. And let's just see real quick. Does the helmet actually fit on... Okay, I'm going to edit this out because I'm going to take him off the light table here and see. Okay, so I'm back and the helmet does not fit, which is just a little disappointing. It doesn't go over the head. He can hold it, which is a cool look. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing, I wonder if the helmet actually has a peg in it. There it goes. You guys can see that. I wonder if I can pop Drifter's head off and put this on. So I'll be right back. Let me try that. And we're back. And sure enough, you just got to be a little smarter than the figure or have some common sense. Of course, that's what they would do. They wouldn't have the helmet just go over the figure. They would have it... Uh-oh. Obviously, I didn't have that attached very well. But yeah, the helmet actually does go on the figure. There is a peg on the figure itself, and the helmet just slots right on there. Give me a second. Let me see if I can actually get this attached to where it will stay. Alright, I think it's on there good now. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but there you go. You can swap out the Bruce head sculpt, which is here, and you can put on the helmeted head sculpt, and that's actually a better way to do it. Now it's completely in proportion to the rest of the figure. It looks like it's supposed to be on there. God, that's just a really cool look. I mean, I'm going to have to keep the Drifter head on because of the, the eye makeup that he's got on, and just I think the mask that he's wearing. I just think the whole aesthetic of this helmet or this head sculpt is very cool and fits better with what I'm trying to achieve. But this is just an awesome touch. Like I can see myself occasionally swapping out the heads for this because I think that, look at that looks really good. Okay, let's move on. All right, and we're back. I finally got him to stand up properly there. We're going to throw the Drifter head sculpt over. And let's move on to the actual main course here for this figure, or this unboxing, which is the Drifter bike itself. This thing is very cool. The details that they have on here are just phenomenal. There's weathering all over the bike. You can see all the scuffing and stuff that they've done back here on the seat. Lots of different color variations on the bike. The chrome work on all the engine parts and everything. You got a place for his feet here on the back. The wheels actually move. Always a nice touch. It'd be easy just to not do the extra effort and put that on there, but they do. The handlebars you can move back and forth, which is very cool. So it's an excellent piece. I love everything that they've done here. There is, I hope that the camera can catch this. But there are just little touches, like you've got your chain here on this side, and all this chrome on here. This is dirty chrome. This is not clean. Like I'm not sure how well the light is catching that and showing it. Right there, you can see it's just got that grime and grit to it that just makes it look, that much more authentic. Even up here on the headlight mount, you've got some weathering on the headlight there. When you look at it from the front, it looks just very good from every angle. And the other thing to keep in mind here is, like I was mentioning with the Hot Toys stuff, Hot Toys has vehicles out there, and I've got the Bat Pod from the Dark Knight series on pre-order with them, and it's actually, I think, coming out now or should be here soon. And I've got some other vehicles that I'm thinking about getting from them. But when you buy a vehicle from Hot Toys, you're buying like you know, it's a 300 plus and 400, $500 item. This is a $30 toy from you can pick these up at Target, at Amazon. I got mine at Target, but I know Amazon had them in stock because that's where I got my Bat Cycles from, and I thought about picking up another one of these while I was there. I didn't, but anyway, you can pick these up, at your local stores or through Amazon, and it's $30. Like it's not cheap, but it's also not $300. And I'm sorry, but I think this just looks really good. And hopefully, when we get the figure on here, it'll look as good as I think it will. But that's the bike there. Lots of really nice touches to the bike. The weathering is just incredible. It just looks very good. It's very well made too. It's very sturdy. I don't feel like anything's going to fall off, or I'm going to risk breaking anything by moving it or working with it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get the base on so we can see what it looks like with the base. Okay, and there we have it standing on the base. I know this overhead shot is not the best way to really see that, but the base just fits right on the back wheel there, and it holds it up perfectly. So I'll get the figure on and adjust here, and we'll try and get some shots of the figure on there from the side, so you can have a better look at kind of the setup that I was looking for with this. Okay, and we're back. So you'll have to excuse the shaky cam if this gets kind of shaky here. I've had to go to just holding the camera myself. I don't have a camera mount set up from this angle to take pictures with. But I think this looks phenomenal right here. You've got Drifter in the back. You've got the bike there in front. I think it just looks like a really cool setup. I'm going to swap out the head sculpts on Drifter and then give you a look at Drifter Bruce on the bike itself. So just a minute. All right, here we have Drifter Bruce Wayne on the Drifter bicycle, or the Drifter cycle. I forget what they call it. The Drifter bike, I think maybe it was the alias. Anyway, I think he looks great. I think this is a really awesome setup. I'm going to have to play with it a little bit. The one thing I don't care for is how much space is below Bruce's foot and the ground. You can't really get him sitting on the bike to where his legs actually can straddle the bike and stand on the ground. So I think that's a little off, for lack of a better word. I mean, but again, we're talking about a $20 figure and a $30 vehicle accessory. Like, it's $50 all in. I think this looks great. I'm gonna love having this on my shelf. Love looking at it every day. So really happy with this. Really happy with the detail they did. Great job, McFarlane Toys. Real quick before I end this, I just want to get a close up on his eyes there. You'll notice one thing that McFarlane has done with their toys, and I have a Batman that's out of the box too, is Bruce is always looking off to the side, which for this works just fine. Having him on the bike in this position works just fine. I'll say more about this when I go to do my wrap up here in just a moment. All right, guys, just a couple things I wanted to touch upon real quick here. So when I was doing the recording, I was trying to get the character Drifter set up on the bike itself. I went to kind of move his legs, maneuver his legs, to try and get him kind of bent so he could prop his feet up on the back footrests. And when I did so, if you bend the knee too far backwards, like so if your calf was going to touch your hamstring, the back of your leg, um, there's a really unsightly joint that appears on the knee, on the front side of the knee. It's not subtle at all. There's like this giant gap that appears when you fold that knee forward like that. And I'm going to throw a picture up here on the screen. I took some still shots of it, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about right here. But as you can see, there's just this giant gap in the knee if you fold the knee too far forward. So you may want to keep that in mind when you're posing them. Like, if you're going to have that knee facing forward, you may not want to bend it so much that that gap appears or is as prominent as it is when it's completely folded back. Okay, and the next thing I'll say is that it took me about 10 minutes or so of actually really working with the figure to get him to sit on the bike in a position that I was happy with. His legs don't actually, there aren't joints that allow the legs to go out to the side, and his waist area is a little narrow for the bike seat, so he doesn't sit on it real easily. Now you can get him in a seated position, and actually I'm going to throw up the footage right here while I'm talking about this from my previous video, the one where the audio was messed up, because I don't have the figure with me now. I can't show you guys what it looks like in the seated position, but I'll throw the footage up so that you guys can see what I was able to work out there as far as having the figure actually sitting on the bike. And I was happy with it. I think it ends up looking really good, but it did take some finagling. Like I had to really pull the handlebars and work them into position. And once you get one in position, you kind of got to gently maneuver the other one into position so you don't lose the one that you've already got on the handlebar. But if you just are patient with it, you can get it to work out. It ends up looking really good. I'm really happy with the way it looks. All right, so just to kind of wrap everything up here, I'm disappointed that I lost my original footage. It might be kind of a blessing in disguise because now I've had it, actually on display in my office for a full week now, and I can tell you I like it just as much as I did when I finished the video. I haven't noticed anything that's dropped my opinion of the figure and the bike. They work really well together. It looks really good. Again, there's no guarantee that Hot Toys or any other six scale company is going to be releasing this version of the character, let alone with the bike. So being able to get it this way and be able to display it and have this particular iteration of the character in some form of display wherever you keep your displays is just, it's great. Like I'm really glad that McFarlane decided to bring this character to the line and the bike to the line as well. If you guys like the character and you enjoyed the movie and you were kind of like me, you wanted to have some sort of component that version of Bruce or that version of Batman represented in your collection, I wholeheartedly would suggest picking this up. Like I think it's a great value for the money. It looks great, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. And I think that will just about wrap things up. Before we go, I just wanted to mention one time, if you like the sweatshirt, which I do, I think it's awesome. It was actually made for me by my fiance. She's started an Etsy shop and she is doing some kind of custom printing. She does some apparel, she does buttons, she does stickers. And, I've had this sweatshirt now for about a month or so, and it's gone through the wash a few times, and it looks just as good as when she originally made it. So if you're interested in anything custom wise, hit me up in the comments below or send me an email over at fixingfandom@gmail.com, and I can give you her information if you're interested in trying to get anything custom made like that. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in today. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about the delay. I hope to get back doing this more regularly. Getting back in the flow of it is going to be a big thing for me. Scheduling out the time for myself, getting in here, getting things done. And I think I mentioned I've got a stack of Hot Toys. I kind of made a rule for myself. I'm not going to put them on display until I get the unboxing video and the review videos done for them. And so, I'm working on that. I'm hoping to get those done. That motivation to get those guys out and set up on display is hopefully going to be what I need to actually get this going. So thank you guys in advance for all the likes, comments, subscriptions. It really helps, and I really appreciate it. So I guess that's it. Take care, and we'll see you next time. The recent Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson, not Patterson.